Hey, what is happening, everyone? Good evening. If you're on the West Coast, it's 5 o'clock. If you're on the East Coast, it's 8 and somewhere in between. But thank you so much for joining me today. This is our new time for Danny B Live. We were doing it in the mornings, but a lot of people were sleeping in. Real estate agents, entrepreneurs are still asleep. So we moved it around a little bit. We'll see how the 5 o'clock time goes. But I want to welcome you. If it's your first time here, throw a comment in the chat box, guys. So in the chat box is where we're going to be answering all of the comments, and I am super excited for the show today. We have my good friend and superstar Orlando real estate agent Ken Pozek on. We're going to ask him all about how he's built an amazing real estate business and an awesome real estate team. This is actually take 3 with Ken, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. But let's go ahead and get started because Ken is going to tell you how he's gone from 0 to 185 transactions, $70 million in sales volume, all in under 4 years in a brand new area where he didn't know anyone. He's also going to tell you how he got in amazing shape and how he uses YouTube and social media to expand his business. So here we go, guys. Let's rock and roll. All right, so let's pull him in. Here we go. There he is. What's happening, Ken? How you doing?
Hey, man.
Good to see you, man.
Well,
Thanks for being here.
For sure, man. This is you got like this all this production going on. It's very LA of you, man.
That's right, man. We're stepping up our game. Hey, I want to make sure it sounds like there might be a little bit of a delay here. You hearing me okay?
I can hear you, but there's definitely a delay.
Yeah, there's definitely a delay. I wonder what's going on. It might be an internet issue. But anyway, we will continue to rock and roll here, and hopefully it picks up and fixes itself. So, Ken, because I figure you're at the home of Disney, so I got to make my production value a lot better.
Well, bro, you definitely stepped it up over here. It's impressive. I need to get on your level.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, you guys, I'm super excited to have Ken on today, and I was going to tell everyone that this is like take 3 of our interview because we did one for a podcast that didn't go anywhere because we didn't start the podcast yet. Then we did a Facebook Live that didn't do much, and so now we're YouTube Live. Both of our channels are doing well, so I think the third time's a charm here. So thanks for being on.
I love it, man. Well, you know what? It's you mean a lot to me because I'm doing this 3 times, so that's how awesome I think that you are.
That's right. Well, Ken, let's get started, man. I kind of told a little bit of the punchline here, but I would just love for you to tell everyone your story and how you basically picked up and left an area where you grew up and went somewhere brand new, started from scratch, and kind of take us through that decision and how that came about. And then we'll talk about how you built your business.
Yeah, man. So I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, and so I started off a team there. I've been selling real estate or in real estate one way or the other since I got out of high school, 2003. In 2007 or so, 2008, I got into sales. Built up a team. We were doing about $40 million in volume up in Detroit, which is like 1,000 houses, right? I mean, it's Detroit. But no, it just for whatever reason wasn't for us. And so my wife and I, we were looking around like, where should we go? And so Orlando seemed like it was going to be home for us. So we started over here 4 years ago, last month or so, and built up the team. Now we're doing about just shy of 200 units. 70 million is what we're on track for. So pretty stoked.
That's awesome, Ken. Congratulations on that. That's really amazing. And I've known you for a long time, way before you decided to move. So question for you because I've been doing some videos about people leaving California, and I was talking to an agent the other day, and he was like, I'd love to go somewhere else, but all my database is here, my business is here, right? So how would I just pick up and start from scratch? So for you guys, I mean, was that pretty scary to go somewhere new, and how did that kind of come about for you?
Yeah, so it was kind of try to keep both teams going for a while, trying to keep going back and forth to Detroit. and making it making it work. But I feel like I had to go all in our new location to make it really successful. And so we burned the boats. I folded up my old team, took our database, referred it to another agent, and went all in. And so we definitely had some struggles early on, just mindset wise, and getting kicked back up on how are we going to do this. But I'm sure we'll dig into some video more. But really, once we found YouTube, we found some other systems that we knew would work really well. We dug in really well, and it's turned out good.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I guess, Ken, let's kind of back it up a little bit. So you told us this story the last time I interviewed you, but obviously, I don't think people have heard it. So I think, it wasn't all kind of roses and sunshine in Orlando when you first got there, because you were trying some different things that maybe didn't work. If you can walk us through that part of it, and then how you transitioned to, what started really working for you so you could scale.
Yeah, it was. I had been doing business for a while, so we had some money set aside to make the transition. And we're like, hey, listen, all my people that I knew that were doing really well in Detroit, they were buying Zillow, they were buying radio, they were buying all of their business, and I had never done that. It was always referrals for me, and kind of systems of building a really solid database. And so I was like, you know what? They did it in Detroit and it worked. I'm going to do it in Orlando. So we started buying radio spots and Zillow ads and doing, hired ISAs, and we did everything wrong the first 6 months we were here, spending a ton of money, and it didn't get any massive results, in that 6 months. And so I said, forget it. We're going to completely go back to scratch, do what I know that works, which is open houses, building a big database, marketing to it really well. And as soon as we started leaning into that, it started taking off.
I love it. So Ken, walk us through. So let's say, I don't know, hypothetically, because, as I might have mentioned to you, we are, with everything happening in California and this pandemic and all this nonsense happening over here, we've been giving some serious consideration to looking at other areas, to the extent that winter break, we're going to travel and check out some other places. So you're coaching me, man, and I'm telling you, hey, I'm going to move to a brand new area. I don't know anyone there. How would I build my real estate business? And on the broadcast now, there might be some new agents who this applies to, even if they're in their home area. What would you do now that you've done it twice? Those first kind of 30, 60, 90, maybe even 180 days in your business to build that from scratch. Damn delay. Oh, I think you just texted me. So you said you can't hear me at all. That's weird. Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me. Shoot. All right, guys. Well, it looks like we're having a little bit of a tech issue here. Ken heard me. There was a delay. I'm texting him. Can you hear me now? Like the Verizon commercial. Okay. Well. Let's see, I'm still on. Let me make sure that the viewers can still hear me. Okay, so they can. So Ken, it sounds like it's something on, oh, you can't hear me. So I'm gonna go ahead and message Ken. Guys, if you have questions in the meantime, post them in the chat box. Okay, and we'll get them over. Let me just let Ken know that it's something on his end. Okay. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Ken is going to pop out and pop back in. Let me go over here for a second. And talk to you guys for just a second as Ken reboots his system, you guys. So first of all, I want to say thank you for being on here and checking out the show today, guys. This is a new time. Let me know in the comments, in the chat, what you think of this time at 5 o'clock. Do you like this better? Do you like the earlier time of 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. better? What works for you? I see a few of you on here. And Chris, thanks for being on. You said, Chris says, let's end 2020 strong. I love that. Let's actually change that font real quick because it is the wrong color and I can't change it. Okay, well, let me try to change it while we're here. So there's the colors. We're working on all kinds of stuff today. We're changing fonts, Chris. We're changing colors. Let me try that one again. There we go. Let's end 2020 strong. Yes, sir. I completely agree with you. Thank you for saying that for sure. Okay, so looks like we got Ken back. Let's give this one more try. Let's go back to our interview room here. There we go. All right, Ken, how about now?
Hey, it's much better.
Oh, there, and the delay's gone.
The delay's gone. I can see your face and it's linking up. It's a great thing.
Yes. Okay, cool. So it was something on your end. Ken, I got to give you a Red Bull or something, man. I know it's 8 o'clock over there, but let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, bro. Let's
All
go.
right. So let me start that question over again. All right. So let's pretend, that I've decided to pick my family up and move to a new area, and I've hired you as my guru here because you've done it. Or we have a lot of new agents that might be watching this that are starting either in a new area or it's their home area, but maybe they just don't have much business yet, haven't built momentum. So what would you say as far as a business plan, those first, 3 months, 6 months, that first year, what do they do specifically?
I think, even if you have the money, you got to start over and say, hey, listen, act like you don't, have that nest egg set aside so you have a little bit of comfort level, but start hitting the ground. The cool thing is like there's still so much in this business that you can do that's free, like open houses or door knocking or now I know networking events aren't as popular because of COVID, but there's so many things that you can still do that are free and gain that business. I think video, I would, if I was going into a new market, start with video. I'd create a YouTube channel. I would be the mayor of that town. I mean, the amount of people that call me from YouTube that are like, oh man, you must have lived there your whole life. No, I spend a couple hours doing research on an area. I preview as many houses as I can. I get really comfortable and we shoot a video about it. And it's that easy. And so again, you're just becoming that sort of that curator of all the knowledge that is local, and that's definitely somewhere I would start if I were you.
Awesome. And Chris, who's watching right now, Chris, thanks for being here, asked us, which is exactly the question we're answering, how would you build a new business grassroots during the COVID era? So Ken, expanding on the YouTube strategy, right? So I moved to a new area, I start doing, YouTube videos about specific locations, right? That's what you're
Mhm.
recommending?
Yeah, for sure. So I think that, you know, Google owns YouTube. And so anytime anybody's relocating to a new area, right, there's a lot of people probably not relocating to LA now, but, maybe they're relocating to Florida for a lot of different reasons. And so
Because you
they
can
get online.
shoot looters, Ken. That's why we've been talking about this all day. Sorry, I had to cut you off there. All day we've been talking about on our team. We were thinking Texas, but now that you can shoot rioters and looters, Florida just like skyrocketed up the list for me.
Right off the list. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Sorry.
dude. So no, it's true. It's true. So all right. So anyways, you find so here people are Googling to move to the area. They want to know about schools, they want to know about restaurants, they want to know about safety, they want to know about real estate, and they want to know like, hey, if I'm going to relocate to this area, I want to immerse myself before I even get there. And so how can you be that resource for them, right? Zillow is great on the real estate, right? They can have some eye candy, but they don't it doesn't really tell anything. Maybe it has some school grades that sometimes are right, sometimes are wrong. But what if you can be that connection for them? And so what's quite amazing is how powerful video is in all of that.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, guys, I want to tell you, make sure you check out Ken's YouTube channel. It's awesome. And I will tell you guys that, Ken's YouTube channel was one of the big inspirations for me to really dive a lot deeper into YouTube during the pandemic when I was looking to pivot some things. And I love Ken's videos. I watch them as soon as they come out when I get notified. So go over there and definitely check them out. They're awesome.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So Ken, question for you, like as an agent, again, just kind of, taking a deeper dive on this. So how long do you think it takes to start getting a return from that? Like if I moved to, I don't know, hypothetically Dallas and started making videos about the neighborhoods, how long would it take me to start getting
Yeah.
some leads and some deals out of that?
So I started getting leads by month 3 or 4. We had our first closing like month 8.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to think about it very similarly to where it's a digital farm, right? And so when you're farming a new area, how long does it take to where you're starting to get some calls from those areas? Well, it takes sometimes 3, 6, 9 months before you get your first call. And then after a couple years in, you start getting consistent business. And then here we are now 3 years into the YouTube journey, and we're getting calls every single day. But again, it took time. It took, I need to own enough space, get enough subscribers to where things are starting to pick up.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I mean that's a reasonable time frame. So in the meantime, right? So while you're kind of waiting for that, I guess 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, you said to get your first closing from doing the video strategy. Any other things you would recommend, given that COVID kind of limits? In California we can't do open houses. I don't know about other areas, but a lot of things are limited for sure. What else? What other kinds of things would you do?
So in Florida, we're not as shut down as you guys are. We're essential. So open houses, we're doing things that getting in front of the public as best as you can. But here's
Cool.
the other cool thing. So if you're in an area that can't, then why aren't you doing some online buyer seminars, some different Zoom opportunities? And so marketing that on Facebook, growing that up, and putting it out, I think is a great idea. But so video, I think, is huge. Then you can also calling expireds, calling for sale by owners, explain that whole process depending on what that market looks like in your area. All good things that you can do that are free that'll allow you to get business right away.
Fantastic. And obviously, of course, this whole time you're building that database as well in that area, to grow organically as well.
Yeah, and so for us, we put out these videos, we put it on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, which is obviously great. But then those same videos are going out to our database. And
Right.
so when I do a pizza review, or I'm flying a helicopter, or talking about the market, or doing a luxury home tour, my database likes to see that stuff too, right? They don't always care anyways about what the mortgage market's doing or what their house is worth, right? If they bought a house, they're probably not going to move again for 5 to 7 years. So why am I going to pepper them every week with real estate data, right? And so for me, it was, yes, grow the YouTube channel so we get leads, but then also hold open houses so that I can grow the database, because those people are going to do something with real estate over the next forever. And so it's just growing that database as big as possible, consistently marketing to it, and that's how we're growing our business.
Hey, the basics. We're just using some tech to expand on it, but really going back to basics in terms of the database and stuff like that, which is great. You mentioned it. It was on my list to talk to you about this helicopter thing. I saw that, and I was like, listen, because we had a little situation here with one of my childhood. One of my, he's my same age. Was my same age, but Kobe, obviously tragically perished in a helicopter, and I was like, I will never get in one of those things. So what led you to get into a helicopter?
Man, so they're everywhere. You can't go around Orlando without seeing a helicopter fly over because they're touring the area. And I was just like, you know what? I called in. I said, hey, have any of these ever crashed before? And she's like, not ours. So I was like, well, let's go. So they had like 900 5-star reviews. I mean, 900 people can't be wrong.
My thing with helicopters is just that, like, at least if you're in a plane, I feel like, hey, maybe we can glide down or something. But with a helicopter, like, something goes wrong, it's like that's it.
You're sinking like a rock.
You're dropping, right? But no, thankfully it's all good. So was that just a tour of the area? I actually I just told everyone I watch every one of your videos. I missed that one, and I kept meaning to watch it, and I haven't had a chance.
Yeah, just tour in the area. So you can, for $130, you can get a tour of the celebrity tour. You could do the theme park tour. So we flew over Walt Disney World, Universal, some of the theme park, the touristy areas, just to kind of get a sky view, which is cool. Just something different that, again, is, unless you're here, you're not able to see that stuff. And so, yeah, it was fun.
Right. Very cool. And Riva, who's watching, says, awesome. So Riva, thanks for joining us and checking in here. That was, I will check out that video. And again, you guys, really, really recommend you check out Ken's YouTube channel. It's awesome. Okay, cool. So you start getting leads, you start getting business from all of these kind of organic sources, and then Ken, talk about, when we talk about real estate teams, how did you start building your team up again in that brand new area in terms of hiring and things like that?
Yeah, so it's interesting. We know our first hire is supposed to be admin, and funny enough, when I announced to my admin in Detroit or my team in Detroit, my admin came up afterwards and was like, "Hey, so what if I moved to Florida too? And so about 6 months after we moved here, she moved down, and yeah, so that was great. So kicked off having some systems there she could help us implement right away. And then from there it was, I was teaching in the market center, I was teaching at different places around town, and people would start reaching out, hey, listen, it seems like you know what you're talking about, I think joining a team makes sense. And so our value proposition is really, it's systems, it's the operation side, transaction management, it is leads and coaching. And so I think we've got a really good system together that's attracting talent. And so for us, that's kind of our value prop.
Beautiful. I love that. And what does the makeup of the team look like now?
So I've got three buyers agents, or I call them agent partners, because they're actually allowed to list houses and sell. And so some people in the different real estate systems, they have them only buyers agents or only listing agents.
Mm-hmm.
My folks get to do both. And then we have a marketing manager, so she helps keep our database great, all of our farm cards going out, keeps things looking really pretty. And then we have Paige, who's our ops wizard. She does all of the transaction coordination. So 6 of us in total.
Fantastic, man. That's awesome. And in terms of kind of where you want to go from here, would love to hear about kind of some maybe bigger goals, or where you want to take the team from here.
Yeah, so for us, it's going to be next year is another 30% growth, which would push us over 100 million. And so that's kind of the big goal for next year. But from there, we're kicking off property management. We're doing some other pieces that allow us to diversify, so that regardless of the market, we're able to do more. Doing more content is something I'm really passionate about. So right now, we're putting out a video a week. I want to kick that up to at least 2 a week in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
and so continuing to grow the channel out. And yeah, that's kind of the near horizon, if you will.
Hey man, my 30-day YouTube video challenge worked out pretty well. Our views really skyrocketed, and subscribers kind of went really high. So it's been good.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
I may have to challenge you to that. Who can do the most YouTube videos in a row?
I like it.
Uh,
Let's do it.
Good stuff. No, that's awesome. So Ken, let's talk about, on the channel, obviously, a lot of the things that I do with respect to real estate and business and finance and coaching agents, really big into mentorship and coaching, and would just love to ask you, because I know you have an interesting philosophy and you've done some interesting things with coaches and with mentors along the way. How has that worked out for you, and how have you incorporated coaching and mentorship into your business to help you grow?
Yeah, I think coaching is cheating, man. It's like legal cheating, right? You're allowed to take somebody who's been there before and have them show you the path. And so as long as you're an implementer, as long as you're willing to jump in there as quick as possible and make things happen, you're able to scale your business really quickly. So I had Mike Ferry coach, a one-on-one coach, when I probably shouldn't have. I couldn't afford it, but he taught me prospecting and being a business owner, and all of those kind of things. And then throughout the years, I've always had a coach, and so being close to coaches or mentors has been huge. Over the past couple of years, though, I've kind of been more focused. I've taken away from just the traditional weekly calls, and I've been very intentional on going out and meeting mentors and saying, listen, you're doing what I want to do. Like, so if you're familiar with like Daryl Eves, he's a YouTube guru, right? He's friends with Mr. Beast and all this other kind of stuff. Like, I called him up, hey, I want to pay you to be a consultant, to look at my channel and walk me through what I'm doing wrong, coach me through this, right? And so he gave me a ton of pointers, and then boom, we gained, I think we tripled our subscribers this year. So for
Nice.
us, yeah. So I think finding coaches, finding mentors to kind of get you to where you want to be, and if you have to invest in that relationship, that's totally good.
That's awesome. Ken, what I'm finding with YouTube, it's almost like drugs, man. Because I had one video that did so well, like it's at 75,000 views, and so now my team and I were like, okay, how do we get another one to pop? And so every time we make a video, we're like, is this the one? Is this the one?
Is this the
It's
one? Yeah. And it's
so
funny. Sometimes you
addicting.
don't know. That's the crazy thing.
Sometimes you don't know. And you know what else I found on YouTube? I know we're going down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but I think some people might find it interesting, is that, like, I have a video that we put out, it was doing decently well, and then like 21 days in, it like skyrocketed. And I was like, whoa, like what happened? And nothing happened. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And then other ones, you can go like stalled out videos that, aren't doing well, and you change the thumbnail, change the title, and then it pops and you're like, like I thought that thumbnail was great, but then you change it to something else and and then it pops. It's kind of crazy. You think and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm always learning.
Right. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. I'm going to write that one down. Actually, Claire on my team is probably watching. So, Claire, write that one down. Maybe if a video's not doing well, switch up the title and the thumbnail there.
That's right.
So Ken, talking about, kind of obstacles and challenges, I know this year has been really challenging for a lot of people, especially a lot of real estate agents. We've had
Yep.
the pandemic and the closures and stuff like that. I just wanted to ask you, this year, what has been your biggest challenge and how did you guys overcome that and really fight through and have an amazing year?
I think it was mindset, man. So in January, March, when things really started coming down, I sat down with my team. I said, "Listen, there's going to be opportunity." And I was in Detroit when the market was literally falling out, and their values were going down 1% every month.
Yeah.
And my childhood home that I grew up in sold on the open market for $3,500, bro. Like
No way.
that's a great, yeah. I don't know if I told you that story, but I
No.
actually got it as an REO. That was crazy. Like
Wow.
if the bank calls me up, hey, listen. And so like literally the house that I spent some time in as a kid ended up getting sold on the market for $3,500. And so I was like, listen, there's opportunities in down markets. And so yes, COVID sucks. Yes, people are getting sick and dying, and that's something that we want to be really careful about. And there's going to be a lot of agents that pull back and get very nervous. And if we push through, we're going to see big success when this thing kind of slows down. And so that's exactly what happened. We had a really bad April and May. It was like our business was pretty low, and then June it popped, and then we're all of a sudden going to almost double what we did in 2019 this year. So
Wow.
I think that was it, man. Just the mindset, doing the work. When people get scared, you go the other direction.
Yep, there you go. And we did have a comment just like that from someone earlier. Here it is. Chris said, double down while everyone else is slowing down. I like that comment.
That's right. Yeah, I
Yep.
like that a lot.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
really,
even, pandemic or not, right? I mean, like wintertime up in Michigan where I'm from, like they're starting to hibernate right now. Like right now could be the best time of your life if you just like started picking up the phone and getting in front of people, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure, definitely. And Ken, I should have asked you earlier. So after you, organically kind of started building this with YouTube and stuff like that, have you added any paid lead sources, or is it all just strictly database and YouTube and organic stuff?
Yeah, so we do farming, so direct mail farming to a very targeted list
Okay.
of people. So for us, it's second homeowners that have owned their house for a certain amount of time that's in this price bracket, and that's kind of who we know that that's going to be a good turnover. So we direct mail them often.
Got it. Okay. And you get a return from that.
We do, yeah. I mean, we're consistently taking listings. I just took a listing appointment today. The guy has 3 investment properties that he wants to sell, and he's just like, "I've been getting your cards for the past 2 years, and now I'm ready to go."
Wow. Okay, cool. Very cool. By the way, guys, I should say here, if you are just joining us, we just had a few people join on. Give us a thumbs up. Say hello in the chat box. Ken is here talking to us. Ken, talk to us about, well, actually, Ken just disappeared. I think he dropped something. Or maybe he dropped off. No, he's still there. There he is. Drop something? Oh, Ken, we lost your sound. I don't know if you can hear me, but we can't hear you anymore.
Sorry, my computer was dying. I had to plug it in.
Oh, there we go. Okay, you're back. CDA God One says, salute, Danny. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We're talking real estate with Ken Pozek, top Orlando, Florida real estate agent. Give us a big thumbs up, guys, if you're new here on the broadcast. Ken, talk to us about what's behind you. I love people's offices, and you have a very sweet office setup. You got all kinds of Star Wars stuff back there. Tell us about it.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know if what you can see, what you can't, but so I've got like lightsabers. Got some props from. This is actually from the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Like
Nice.
a stunt gun from there. I've got original stuff from Star Wars movies and Pirates of the Caribbean rides and stuff like that. So big Star Wars Disney fan, and so I collect props from the movies and from the parks.
Now, I know you guys are really big Disney fans because on your Instagram, I see you there all the time. I know it
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
affected. Is that everything kind of reopened now in Orlando and rocking and rolling?
Yeah, unlike LA, man, they've been opening up here and just trying to be as socially distanced as possible. You have to go on the app to get a reservation to go to the parks, where before I could just show up.
Mm,
So some of the things are different, right? The rides are spaced out. You've got 6 feet in between you in the lines, but yeah, everything's open, and it's been good to feel the city come back to life a bit, because we're such a tourist destination,
right.
and for a long time the roads were empty, and then all of a sudden it's popping. So eventually, once the international market can start coming back, that'll be a huge piece, because there are about 30% of our homeowners in some of our areas, as well as the traffic in the park. So it'll be an interesting time.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. LA is struggling. I know Disney laid off a ton of people in Orange County here at Disneyland because our esteemed governor won't let them open.
Yeah, I heard he flew out here to see how they were doing it, because like our COVID cases continue to decline in a lot of these areas, and so he's flying out to see how they were handling it, and I think they've been handling it really well at the county level, at Disney level, and at the state. But it is what it is.
It's crazy what happens when you trust your people as opposed to locking them up and forcing them to do stuff.
Go figure. Go figure.
I think it's so crazy to me. It's like with kids, man. I mean, like if like if you tell them no, they're gonna be like, well, wait, how do I do it? But if you just say
Yeah,
like, hey guys, here's what we should all be doing, like I guarantee you more people would follow it. At least
I agree.
that's my principle. But that's
I
not
agree.
the Gavin Newsom way. That's not Newsom science, man.
Danny B for governor. Let's go.
Yes, it might be of a different state, but we'll see what
Make
happens.
California great again.
Speaking of your governor, we did talk about this earlier, but Riva did ask with the new law that the governor is proposing, do you have a gun to protect your business?
So I mean, to protect, I am my business, right?
Yeah.
I'm a businessman, right? So yeah, no, we definitely we're exercising our Second Amendment, right? How about that?
I love it. Well, see, check it out, Riva. He's got all those the lightsabers right behind him. We use
Yeah,
one of
the
those.
Riley pictures, that's all I need. Yeah.
So Ken, I do have a couple of topics I definitely want to talk about. One of them being fitness and personal goals, because I think that's super important.
Yeah.
But before I do that, I just want to wrap up. And as far as the business goes, I did have a question on my Instagram before about interviewing you. So at this point in your business, I coach teams that some of the rainmakers and team leaders are in production, some aren't. Are you still actively doing personal transactions?
Yeah, man, I love selling real estate. I'm still in it quite a bit. So I do about, of the 70 million that we'll do, I'll do about 32 million myself. So that's just my business model. I love it. I still sell real estate full time. So as of right now, it's not something that I'm trying to get out of. But one day, you never know. Maybe we'll slow down a little bit.
So it's about 40% or so.
Hmm.
Something like that. All right.
Yep.
So
Yep.
my business plan will be, which I'm going to consult with you on if we do move, is going to be to start a team and get to 100 deals as fast as I can. But I will do zero of them. That's my goal. But
Yeah.
I've
I've got
always
I've got friends that have done exactly that. So I'll definitely make sure, if it's not
perfect.
my thing, I'll make sure we connect you.
Perfect. Sounds good. Hey, we got a question for you from CDA God One, who says, "Why are homes so expensive in the Orlando area years ago? I was told it was cheap to move down there."
Yeah, it's not LA, but here's the thing: it's cheaper than DC, it's cheaper than New York, New Jersey, Chicago. And so a lot of those people are moving down because the taxes are lower, and the real estate taxes. And so in regards to quality of life, I think that's what people are really talking about. But yeah, real estate in general is not that cheap. I think average sales price is like 300 grand. So and if you want good schools and a pool in the backyard, you're going to be 600,000 to 700,000.
Yep. And on a golf course. That's what I would want if I was there.
On a golf course. Exactly. Exactly.
Yep, for sure. Good stuff. No, it's not cheap, and I've seen some of your kind of luxury property tours for sure. And I think it'll get more expensive. At least I would think so, because a lot of people are leaving places like New York and stuff like that and coming down to you, right?
Yeah, I was just on the phone literally right before we came on this call tonight. Somebody moving from Jersey, just like, we want to be away from the taxes, We want to be closer to Disney, not too close to the hurricane. So Orlando seems like it's the place to be. So they're heading down. So we get a lot of that. Literally every single day, we're getting calls exactly like that, which are causing prices to go up.
I love it. And by the way, I would imagine those people also find you on YouTube because they're Googling, moving to certain areas, and that's how they're coming to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Awesome. Very cool. By the way, guys, welcome to the show here. I see some new people have joined us. So thank you. Thank you. Throw your questions in the chat box. We're on with Ken Pozek out of Orlando, Florida. He's talking to us about how he's built his business. And now we're going to segue into the fitness conversation. So Ken, when we were making the thumbnail for this video, Claire on my team, who does a lot of that stuff, she sent me the first draft, and it was you, but from a couple years ago. And I told her, I said, listen, Claire, if we use a picture of Fat Ken, he's going to be pissed at me. We can't do that.
Man, thank you. I appreciate that. The amount of these interviews I do, and they're like, they pull out a photo from 2 years ago. I'm like, come on, you got to give me some little props.
I wasn't going to do that. So I said, we gotta put up skinny Ken. So Ken, talk to us about this. Like, you lost a ton of weight and you've kept it off.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear about how you did that and then how that's helped you in your business.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a mindset, right? So much around, losing weight or creating any kind of habit. I think they go really well together. It was funny, my team and I, we were talking about goal setting for 2021, and one of them asked, hey, do you think that you would have grown even faster in business if you would have committed to working out earlier in your life? And I think that I would have, because it's just every time I don't want to go to work out and I do anyways, you're building that muscle, right? And that mental muscle. And so I think it would coordinate really well over into business. But yeah, about a year ago, I just was, always out of breath, chasing my kids around. My doctor was telling me that my blood pressure was way too high. I'm going to eventually have a heart attack or stroke before I'm 40. And so got really serious about just, my health. And so really just eating right, working out 5-6 days a week at home. Like, I don't even go to the gym. I work out in my garage, and lost 45 pounds in about 6 months. And then I've
Wow.
kept it off since.
Wow. But what's crazy to me though is that, like, you weren't that big, like, because I've known you for a long time. I never felt like you were big. I mean, now you look like you're in amazing shape, but 45 pounds is a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, I was like 213, 214. I'm 6'1", and so yeah, now I'm hovering right around 170, 173. So
Wow. I don't think I've weighed 173 since I was in like 10th grade.
same.
That's great. So Ken, combo of, because I mean, obviously a lot of people, want to commit to this, but it's harder than it sounds. So combo of working out 5-6 times a week. What type of workouts do you do? And then we'll touch on food.
So I was working out in the garage. Okay, going back to coaching and training, right? And having a
Yep.
mentor, I hired somebody to create, I said, listen, Nate is his name. Nate, listen, I trust you. I've seen what you've done with other people. I have about 20 to 30 minutes a day to do something at home. I don't have time to go drive to a gym, work out for an hour, shower, come back home. Like, I don't have the time, being a dad and also trying to run this company and that kind of thing. So he said, cool. So I'll create this workout deal. Go get some weights, go get a couple kettlebells and a little bit of cardio. And we're going to create a program where 20 minutes a day, you do this 5 days a week, you will start losing weight as long as you get your nutrition straight. So then, he checks in with me on MyFitnessPal, and we're always, he's giving me kind of the things to eat. But a lot of that was just locking in very, very similar things. I eat really the same thing every day for breakfast and lunch, and then I get to change it up for dinner.
Nice. Yeah, I know you're a Tim Ferriss fan as I am as well. So I follow the
Yep.
4 Hour Body during the week pretty well, which is a great
During the week.
during the week.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you're supposed to have one cheat day. I give myself like 2 cheat days.
Yeah, so it's a cheap meal. It's a cheap meal. That's the common misconception. You get to go blow it up for a meal, not a weekend.
Weekend cheating. It's fine.
Whatever you want to do, man.
So Ken, Chris wants to know, how do you stay consistent with the workouts? Is it all mindset or something else?
So I'm paying somebody to hold me accountable. So, that's part of it. But then I also started this group on Facebook. I've got, 80 of my now closest friends. And I'm like, hey, listen, we're always checking in how things are going, right? I'm tagging people on Instagram, and they know if I don't post and I don't tag them, that means I didn't work out. And I don't want to have that call so for them, like they're trying to lose weight, they're trying to stay consistent, they're trying to get healthy. And so for us, having that accountability kept me in it, right? And so like last night, I had a very long day at work. I was up all night with my daughter who had an ear infection. I didn't want to work out, but I knew that if I didn't post, they would know about it. So I got it in.
I love that, man. And is that group, is that a public group? I mean, is that a group that people can join, or is that a paid group? How does that work?
No, it's not paid. Yeah, it's My Fitness Tribe is our group that we all jump in there every day. We're posting. So
Oh,
just
cool,
anybody
man.
who wants to get serious about, yeah, jump in, man.
All right, we'll get the link, and maybe we'll throw that into the description along with your all of your information as well. Chris asked as a follow up. I don't know what this means. Any TRT or peptides? Maybe you know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, either do I. So, Chris, if you can expand
He
on
wants to
that, 'cause
clarify.
I'm not sure. Yeah, clarify that. I'm not sure what that means. So then, Ken, we talked about the workout part. Let's talk about the eating part, right? Because
Hmm.
I think someone said like 90% of abs are in the kitchen, made in the kitchen, right? So you said you eat the same stuff
That's right.
every day, breakfast, lunch, and then you mix it up for dinner. What's like I don't know. Run us through like a typical day of eating for you.
So every morning I go to Starbucks and I get an oatmeal, and they have it comes with a big sugar packet. I don't use that. I just have the nuts and the fruit and the oatmeal, and that usually gets me over to lunch around 11:30. I go to Chipotle every single day. I use the app, and I think a lot of this stuff is just making it as simple as possible, so
Right.
that you don't try to change it up too often, right? Like if I'm sitting at work, like, oh, what do I want to eat today? Gosh, Chick-fil-A is right next door. I'm gonna go blow it up, and then I'll blow up. And
Chick-fil-A is very
so
good.
I go. It is very good, but it's not very good for you. So
No.
so yeah, Chipotle. I do brown rice, black beans, steak, veggies, salsa, super light cheese, and that fills me up really big until dinner time. And then dinner time, I'm usually having some sort of green with a protein, 7 or 8 ounces of protein, and that's it. So I'm about 1,900 calories a day, and right now I'm trying to bulk up, so I'm a little bit protein heavy, but yeah, it's super simple. I mean, anybody
Yeah.
can do it. And I think that some people complain about getting bored, um, but I think for me, I'd rather have abs and have oatmeal every morning than get crazy.
Totally. So, Ken, a question for you? Are you working out of an office or do you work from home?
So I work from the office 2 days a week, and I work from home the rest of the
Gotcha.
days.
You know, honestly, like the biggest challenge for me, and I know for a lot of other people, especially during COVID, because we're at home all the time, is just
Hmm.
the like nonstop snacking, man. It's like every time I go downstairs or one of my kids calls me to do something, I'm like, oh, let me see what's in the pantry, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so I took over shopping through COVID because my wife had the kids at home doing school, and
Right.
so I just stopped picking up stuff that would be bad for me. But then, picking up things like yogurt, like if you're hungry, having an apple, having some yogurt and a little bit of granola in there, like all that stuff's good for you and can fit into your program really easy. So when I'm really hungry after a workout, I do have some of those things, but grabbing the right things will make you have better choices.
What about Twix, which I like?
Not in there, not in the
Yeah, man.
that's maybe on the cheat meal.
What kind of, I don't, I'm not sure I like this call. No Twix?
No Twix.
Reba wants to know, Ken, do you do any fasting?
I don't, although a lot of people in our group do. They do the intermittent fasting. They don't eat from after 7 all the way until 12 the next day. And I've heard there's some amazing results with that. I haven't done it, but yeah, I definitely know it works. And that's the other thing is like all of these things work. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a fad diet. If you're an intermittent fasting person, awesome. If you want to have your workouts be all running and all cardio, you can do that. If you want to hit the gym hard, you can do that. Like it all works. It's just staying consistent. I think that that's the magic pill that so many people miss out on.
Yeah, no, for sure. I totally agree. Reba, I got a funny story for you about intermittent fasting. For you too, Ken. My mother-in-law was like, okay, I'm going to try intermittent fasting. We're like, all right, go for it. So she comes like a couple weeks later. She's like, I've been doing this intermittent fasting. It's not working for me. I'm like, well, tell me what you're doing. She goes, all right, well, I have breakfast and then I fast until lunch. Then I fast again until dinner. It's not working. So I'm like,
Darn it.
I don't think that's how
I don't think
intermittent.
it's a, yeah. That's funny.
So that's how you do it. Hey, Chris elaborated on his comment here, and he said, here it is. Hormone testosterone replacement therapy, peptide therapy, select chain of amino acids that is an endogenous pituitary gland stimulant that releases growth hormone into the body. That's what he was asking about.
Chris seems massively smart. I'm not that
Yes.
smart, and so I just know that I like Chipotle and Starbucks, and it keeps me skinny.
Perfect. I love that. It sounds good. Well, Ken, this has been totally awesome. We have some time left, you guys. So if you have questions for Ken, throw them in the chat box. But we are going to go. First of all, I'm going to give you a round of applause for all your awesome answers. Thank you so much. And we are going to go straight into the Danny B Live lightning round. I have not given you these questions in advance, correct, sir?
No, I have no idea.
Ken has not been given these questions in advance. We're going to have some fun with them. And the rules of the lightning round are, there are no rules. You can say whatever you want. You can elaborate. You don't have to elaborate. You could just give us the answer. And you're allowed one pass, except for on the last question. All right?
Okay. How many questions are there?
I don't know until we get sick of the lightning round.
Fair enough.
There's like five or six. There's not that many. All right, here we go. You ready? It's fun though.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, here we go, guys. Here goes the lightning round with Ken. First question is, what is your superpower?
Consistency. That is by far. I don't give up on anything.
Clearly, guys, and that has led to a lot of success. So that's awesome. I should ask a follow-up on that. I said there are no rules, but I will ask a follow-up. Has it always been that way for you, or is that something you developed?
It's something I developed. I was definitely a shiny object guy for a really long time, and then I realized that the consistency was actually where any of this, everything works. I found it's just staying at it that is really what makes you successful.
Yep, that makes sense. All right, next question. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
An attorney.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
You chose wisely.
I wanted to be Danny B when I grew up.
You chose wisely.
It's funny. My math teacher. I remember my math teacher was like, you'd be good in the courtroom, but there's too many lawyers out there. You should do something else.
The problem is, you spend like 5% of your time in the courtroom. The other 95% stuck in an office writing briefs.
Yeah, so, I'll pass.
Yeah, exactly. You chose wisely. All right, stole this one from James Lipton. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Full-time YouTuber.
Oh, you could do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it.
We'll see.
Yes, I told my wife I'm getting there. It's fun.
You told some good stuff, man. Your stuff is fire.
Oh, thanks, man. we're trying to make it fun. Okay. I'm visiting Orlando, and you have to tell me your favorite restaurant where I should eat. What is it?
The Boathouse in Disney Springs. It's good view. It's got seafood, it's got steak, a little bit of everything. You'll love it.
Wait, Disney Springs, is that in Disney World?
It's like their shopping district.
Got it. Okay, cool. All right, there we go. The Boathouse, folks. What is your favorite musician or type of music?
I have everything, man. I've got everything from Dave Matthews, Foo Fighters, Dashboard Confessional. I'm like all over the place. A little bit of AC/DC if I so desire. So you can't peg me. Just not crazy country.
Oh, I love country music. I taped the CMA Awards
Dallas.
I'm about to watch that tonight, Ken.
Good for you, man.
We got some people that just joined us and they asked us what we're talking about. So we're talking about real estate. You're gonna have to rewind or wait till we're done and then watch the end. But right now we're doing the lightning round with Ken. And the purpose of this, by the way, Ken, I should have told you. The purpose of this is I always love to see kind of what makes people tick, what's behind the scenes of success. So I love some of these questions. We got a couple more for you here. Ken, what are you not very good at?
Admin work, anything that has to do with paperwork. I'm not very detail oriented. I am definitely big picture, knock down a deal, and then need to hand that stuff off if I ever want to see that it gets done.
I love it. And that's why you're not doing it. So that makes sense.
That's right.
Okay, we got two more questions remaining, and they're both fun ones. The first one is, If you had to get rid of any one state, which would it be? You can chop a state off of the union.
I mean, like, it seems like, why do we have two Dakotas? Like, we could do like just one Dakota, right? Like, they seem synonymous to me. They could probably get rid of one.
Don't get rid of the one with Kristi Noem, who's also an amazing governor. I think where's Mount Rushmore? Is that North Dakota or South Dakota?
South.
South. So that's where she is the governor, and I love her Instagram.
Oh, really? I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, dude, she's the best governor. Like, she's constantly posting about like her hunting trips and like just awesome stuff.
That's very cool.
Yeah, she's in my top 3. So I got your guy DeSantis, I got Kristi Noem, and then I have Abbott in Texas, of course.
Yeah, Abbott's.
Those
I had no idea he was in a wheelchair until like last year. I'm like, what a cool dude. That one dude,
Yeah.
the rep in DC as well, just or North Carolina, he's in a wheelchair too. Like, what an amazing thing to overcome and be the governor. Like, I
Totally.
love it.
He's just an awesome dude. And then I have and then at the very bottom, I just have to throw this in that, way down the list below anyone else is Gavin Newsom out here.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom and Gretchen Whitmer, God
They're
bless them.
neck and neck. Okay, so we got one more question for you, Ken, and this one's my favorite. You can't pass on it because, as you probably know, I'm a car buff. Here's the question: what car best embodies your personality?
I think what I'm driving now, and I know you're not a fan, but the Range Rover is it's something I've always wanted to aspire. I've aspired to. It's got a little bit of class. It's not uber expensive, but they're really nice. Yeah, it got a little bit of toys. That's me. I think it's
Dude, I'm a huge fan of Range Rovers. I love Range Rovers. So you know the story. I had one.
Yeah. You said it was always in the shop.
No, it wasn't always at one time. So I went, it was like 4 years old. I loved it. I had the Range Rover Sport, but the one before your body style.
Got it.
I love them now. And you know what happened? I went to the shop, and because it was making a weird noise, and the guy goes, this is going to cost you a lot of money. You need to go sell it like tomorrow. So I did, and then I wanted to like do some more hardcore off-roading, so that's why I bought the Jeep. But I love Range Rovers. Yeah, they're awesome cars.
Yeah, no, it's been something I always wanted, and so it's been a cool blessing to have one.
I like yours too. You got it's black on black, right? I think
black on black with the red calibers. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Very cool. By the way, Ariva said that Abbott was hit by a tree when he was running. Completely random how he got into a wheelchair.
What?
I heard that story. Yeah, when he was a teenager, I believe.
I saw it come across the screen. I thought it said hit and run, but no, he was hit by a tree on a run.
Yeah, he was running,
crazy.
And he got a tree apparently fell down and hit him and paralyzed him from the waist down.
What a crazy thing.
Yeah, totally nuts. But yeah, he's a good dude. So Ken, thank you for playing along on the lightning round there. Let's give you some more applause for that. And before we let you go, Ken, I want to ask you, we have on this channel people watching that are entrepreneurs, real estate agents, people that want to achieve success in their life, and you've done so many amazing things. What are some great words of wisdom, parting words of wisdom, I should say, that you want to leave them with here on this chat?
I think, getting really clear on who you are and not looking at anybody else is something that's been the mantra for me for 2020, and it's going to continue to be moving forward. So getting clear on who you are, who you want to be, and then going after it and not giving up.
I love that. Good stuff. Well, Ken, I want to thank you for doing this for a third time. I think this one was the most successful. We got all the production going. We got the echo out of the way after the first 5 minutes when you dropped off. So this has been fantastic and tremendous. I just want to thank you for your time. Stick around for just a sec. I'll say bye to the audience, but thank you, sir, for being on.
Awesome.
All right, good stuff. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today to Danny B Live. We do this every week. My goal is to bring you interviews with amazing entrepreneurs and business people so that you could see, hey, they are normal people. They've done some things that have made them successful. I try to go behind the curtain and show you exactly what they're doing and some of the things that make them tick. That's the purpose of the lightning round. So thanks for tuning in. Also, guys, if you're not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, all that stuff. You know what it is. Bell icon, all those things, so that you get notified when I release new videos, which is pretty much every day. Make sure you follow me over on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for tuning in today and for watching the videos. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next video.